February. Good morning. It's Tuesday, not Monday. Got it right? Tacos. Make some tacos tonight. Tacos and tequilas.
Tacos. That's a shout out to my friend Donnie. I don't know if he watches, but he's a taco fan.
Well, he should watch. Anyways, it is Tuesday, February the 16th. Hope you had a good family day. How about you?
I had a good family day. Yes.
Well,
it was all right. Yep.
And we have video of your family day, because it only happens if you have video, right?
Oh, right. Right. Well, my tiny likes to, push the envelope, and here she is, taking a running leap.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
you got some air there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's wild.
Where's your toboggan? Where'd you fly down there?
Right, yeah, no, I like my spinal column intact. I think that's important. And it's, I really think that there are a number of people who don't know about that. It's right by the bandstand there at Bellevue Park, and we go. And what I like about it is it's actually, you're quite sheltered, right? There's like a little row of trees. And the difference yesterday was in the row of trees in the shelter, where we saw two bald eagles, not one but two. Anyway, in the shelter of the trees, it was quite temperate. There's lots of sun, very nice. As soon as you stepped on the other side, -21. That wind chill factor gets you every time. -21.
Speaking of wind chill factor, our weatherman is under the weather today, and he will not be in. So. Actually, we have little Tristan back today. I don't know if you remember last week we had Tristan, Mike's grandson. So he'll be making his weather debut and throwing to that momentarily. But we have a funny video, which I haven't seen yet. Have you?
I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say so. I might have.
Oh man, if this is about
perhaps.
Okay, well let's see it. Let's see it. Oh boy, what'd you do? Oh.
Oh no.
He had that extra piece of cheesecake, maybe.
Oh,
these poor dogs.
So I was saying that when we were looking at this, dogs are just they're pure, right?
Yeah.
Like it's hard to almost watch them because you know that they're just good. Every dog here, they just want to play. They say, "Oh, give me that ball."
Oh, his poor eyes. He needs glasses.
I know. He's so near and yet so far. Oh.
Persistence.
Come on.
Okay, he gave up. That's
terrible. I feel like that sometimes, when it's when the coffee won't just come to you.
You needed him here. IV it in. Well, at least we got an extra sleep in on Monday, but we do have a lot of news that we should get to. So yes. I know there was a new COVID death here in the Sault. What do you have on that?
Yes, Algoma Public Health is reporting the third COVID-19 related death in the region. It is with great sadness today that we are reporting the region's third death related to the pandemic, COVID-19. Out of respect for the family, no further information is being shared, states Algoma Public Health in a media release. So again, noting that the tragedy of this loss does highlight the seriousness of the virus, and they continue to commend everybody who has worked to prevent the spread in our communities, and they have asked that every Algoma resident continue to do their part to protect community members by staying home as much as possible and avoiding close contact with others.
Yeah, that's sad news for sure. And actually, just on that, I was going to skip ahead here. Sorry, Mike, he's probably like, you're not supposed to say the story to Colette, but go with the flow, buddy. So we have a Be Prepared as Algoma transitions to yellow to protect the community. Like you said, there's been a few outbreaks. We've had quite a few over the weekend as well. Ontario is set to return to the provincial color-coded COVID-19 response system, which I think makes sense. That whole shutdown for the entire province when other areas aren't as affected as others. GTA and all that, all the rest of the area. Peel region's really bad as well. So Sault Ste. Marie is set to transition to yellow, protect of the province's COVID-19 response framework. So there are a lot of criteria around being in the yellow zone. Obviously, we have that posted to our website, but
Yes.
you know, limits for certain organized public events and social gatherings, such as any functions, parties, dinners. You know, I think it's going to
Yep.
be a long time before people actually get back into those party dinner modes
I think
too.
so.
Yeah.
Well, you'd like to think so anyway.
Right.
You know, but I mean, like they'll give you, you know, concretized guidelines and then muddy the waters by saying, you know, you can do these things, but stay home as much as possible.
Yeah.
So, you know, what that means for employees going to work, I'm not really sure. So I guess it just continues to play out, and we do the best that we can one day at a time, right?
Yeah. So there's, like I said, there's quite a few bullet points here, but restaurants, bars, and other food and drink establishments are permitted to reopen so long as patrons are seated with a 2-meter minimum distance. But you're happy about that one.
I think, as well though, I think that, you know, because there had been a ban, much to the chagrin of Kevin Bacon, there had been a ban on dancing and singing, and I think I did see that in some limited circumstances we can dance and we can sing.
Oh, that's excellent. Maybe we can whistle too now.
So, you know, you can dance if you want to.
You can dance if you want to. Good one, Heidi. I got that one.
Yeah, well, there you go, you know. Sometimes I'm too obscure for my own good. Okay. So on a more serious note, on February the 11th, officers with the investigation services charged 3 youth with pointing a firearm. On February 8th, 4 youths met in the area of Douglas Street and Turner Avenue. It is alleged that 3 boys threatened another boy with a bat and pointed an imitation firearm at the victim and took property from the victim. The victim was able to leave the area and call the police. So the officers located the 3 accused on February 11th, so 3 days later, and they were arrested. So we're looking at a 13-year-old charged with pointing a firearm, using an imitation firearm while committing an offense, possession of a weapon for a dangerous purpose, armed robbery, and uttering threats. A 14-year-old charged with many of the same, pointing a firearm, using an imitation firearm while committing an offense, possession of a weapon for a dangerous purpose, armed robbery, and uttering threats, as well a 12-year-old also charged with pointing a firearm, using an imitation firearm while committing an offense, 2 counts of possession of a weapon for dangerous purpose, armed robbery, and uttering threats. So these 3 will be, well, they're scheduled anyway, to appear in court on March 23rd.
Imitation firearm.
Well, you know, we were talking in the lunchroom, like, you know, in the 70s, as long as we didn't come home bleeding, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, not to make light, you know, bullying is a very serious thing.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And especially when you're incorporating weapons, whether they are actual or mock weapons, very serious and should not be happening. And I feel for the victim. So
they're so young, though. Speaking of young, the Sault Ste. Marie Police Services is requesting everyone's assistance on this. We will have a picture posted shortly here to locate 14-year-old Zoe Harper. Zoe was last seen on Saturday, February the 13th at 5 o'clock at the 500 block of Shannon Road. Now, Zoe is known to frequent the downtown area. She's described as being 5'6" with a thin build, black and red hair.
Beautiful, look at her.
I know, and brown eyes. Zoe was last seen wearing a red jacket, ripped jeans, brown boots, and carrying a red and black a black bag, sorry, not a backpack. Anyone with information of her whereabouts, contact the Sault Police Services ASAP. And this weekend had a lot of crappy stories. Poor Dan.
Yeah, some heavy stuff to cover over the weekend for sure. Continuing on, I'm a little bit tangled up here, I confess.
Do you want me to cover and pretend?
Sault Ste. Marie. Stop that. Sault Ste. Marie Police Services. This is very serious.
It is, sorry.
We're on scene at the Days Inn on Saturday morning. According to Lincoln Loudit, the communications manager for the police, they were investigating an assault. They did note that one person was taken to hospital and another was taken into custody. So we're asking that you please stay with us as we await an update on this investigation. I cannot talk.
I think you're doing wonderfully well.
You get one day off and suddenly your tongue just will not work.
What'd you do on Valentine's Day, man?
Oh yeah, well, nothing. No, really nothing.
All right.
You know, I mean, I could go into, you know, the cleaning and all that kind of stuff. You know, just kind of hung with my kids. And, you know, I mean, I dated myself. I took myself on a date. And you know what? The positive thing about seeing myself exclusively is I rarely say anything that I don't want to hear. So, you know, then there's that.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Don't have to share the remote, I guess. I don't know. Stricter border controls are coming this way for travelers to beginning February 22nd. I know we're all dying to get across the river. I can say that now. I'm getting Sioux-ized. I used to say cross the border. Now it's cross the river. Strict new quarantine and testing measures for travelers arriving in Canada will begin February the 22nd. Our good old Prime Minister Justin Trudeau with the nice hair says that the new measures are necessary to protect Canadians and help stop the spread of COVID-19, especially the new variants, which we'll get to later in the show. The government had previously announced incoming travelers will have to pay the cost of a 72-hour stay at a hotel and COVID-19 test. More details of how that will look will be coming out later. Trudeau said there will be exceptions for some essential workers, but says no one should be traveling for any non-essential reason right now. Those arriving in Canada are already subject to a mandatory 14-day quarantine, and they must show proof of a negative COVID-19 test.
You know, and I've got this whole, like, I'm not sure how to read this anymore, this agenda. I'm a little bit tangled.
Well, probably because I
So I'm going to talk about Pointe du Chêne, because I have been talking to you, you know, about some decisions that City Council made around closing the overnight capacity of Pointe du Chêne.
Yeah.
So Dan Gray did provide us an update, a summary, if you will, yesterday. The full article is available on our website. He notes that a $275,000 investment would have allowed Pointe du Chêne to continue campground operations. I'm assuming that's the overnight facility, because right now you can still utilize, the plan is you can still utilize the day park facility and the beach.
Sorry to interrupt. What was the amount on that? How much?
$275,000.
Okay.
So that investment would have allowed them to continue campground operations. That bid for investment was turned down at Council on February 8th, 2021. During the meeting, Susan Hamilton Beach said they would secure the overnight camping part of the area. No further details were offered. So Sue Online did reach out for the cost to secure the site. However, we were provided only with an explanation of the process. So approximately half of the site has permanent chain link fencing, and for the remainder, Public Works will use agricultural fencing, which we did report earlier. So it's interesting that $275,000 would have kept it going, and the city does find, you know, other uses for that money. Dan does go on to identify some of the other purposes that funds have been allocated to. I won't go into it right now, but certainly, check out the full article. It has some good information in it, and it's still a shame about Pointe du Chêne.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, it is a shame that our weatherman, Craig Huckerby, Craigers as he's more affectionately known here, is under the weather, but we still need to know what's going on in the weather, so let's take a look outside. What do we got? Oh, we've got some buildings.
There we go.
And,
look at how light it is.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Can you please locate where this is in the city, as I am not very Sioux friendly yet. Where we're
west.
at? I don't know. We're not doing as well as Craig at all right now.
Oh, I see. I think that's the Quality Inn, I think, on Bay Street, right?
I will agree with that.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, let's do it, Craig, here. Well,
there's the Elgin Towers, the station tower. Yeah. I got it. Okay.
Well,
I'm there. That's probably the OLG building right there. Yeah.
Okay, well, it was a cold weekend. We hope you dressed warm, and stay tuned as we have more weather coming right up. Does that sound like Craig?
I think it sounds like Craig.
All right.
There's something in this picture you're not seeing. It's called radon, and it's a naturally occurring gas. You can't see it, taste it, or smell it, but it's the leading cause of lung cancer after smoking. Radon can leak into your home undetected through cracks or gaps in the ground floor. Make sure you're safe from the risk of radon exposure. With a simple test, radon leaks can be detected. Visit lung.ca to learn more about how to protect your home from radon gas.
We are at war with a virus, and healthcare troops and first responders are on the front line fighting it every day. Let's join the fight by staying home. Staying home is not a retreat. It's the most brave and aggressive weapon we have against this enemy. Because when we do stay at home, we help prevent overwhelming our hospitals while buying time for our scientists to find the vaccine. And that is how we beat it.
Do your part to help stop the spread of COVID-19. Wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. Cough into your elbow, not into your hand or in the air. Avoid touching your face, eyes, and mouth. Keep your distance from people. Stay at least 6 feet away from others. If you're feeling sick, please just stay home. Do the 5 and keep others alive. Help stop the spread of COVID-19.
Drop by one of our 3 Sault Ste. Marie locations. You do life, we do taxes.
Welcome back to First Local Mornings with Colette and Heidi on Tuesday, February 16th. I'm not even going to look at the page because, again, she's trying to get me. I've got Monday, February 6th at the top of my agenda, but I know it's Tuesday.
I got the month right.
Yeah, you know. Thank goodness we had that picture to kind of guide us in terms of what the weather's going to do. I mean, I would argue, of course, with the exception of our very own Craig, that most meteorologists just do that anyway, just poke their head out the window and just be like, I don't know, like maybe it'll be, it looks kind of cold. I don't know, it's gray anyway, so possibility of sun.
Feels like 10, minus 10.
I'm going to give you that. Like, possibility of sun, maybe some cloud cover.
Sun, cloud, rain, and snow. What about the social media? What's going on in Facebook land this
Social
morning?
media, Facebook land. Well, there's Aneki. Hi, Aneki. Good morning, everyone. Hello. Dan Gray pops up to say good morning.
Who's that? I don't know that guy.
Dan Gray. Dan Gray. It sounds familiar. I think I've read some of his work. Cheryl Joanne from TAG. Good morning, girls. Good morning, Joanne. Nicole. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Nicole. Giselle, good Tuesday morning to you as well. She says good Tuesday morning. So, Allie and Ron, it's about time.
It's about time.
Okay.
It's about that time.
Yeah.
Time she's up.
Yeah, I agree. It is definitely about time. Everything is about time. Marjorie, good morning from Dan's hometown. Good morning, to Dan's hometown and to Marjorie. Allie and Ron, hey Dan, are we related? I don't know. Are they related?
I think they might be.
You're related to the next people, your parents. Happy Tuesday.
My mumsy and my dadsy.
Bradley, you are correct. Bradley, I assume you're referring to my accurate identification of the point that we were looking out on.
Oh, there you go.
I think that's what you're referring to. Kathy, good morning, everyone. Kathy, good morning. Darla, weatherman, under the weather. Ironic, don't you think?
You like that, Darla? Is that my Darla?
That's your Darla.
That's my Darla from
our darling Darla.
Indian Friendship Center, my buddy.
She said, hopefully Craig will feel better soon.
Yes, I hope
and
so.
Kathy tagged on to that and said, concur indeed. Ooh, here's a new commenter, maybe not new to you, but new to me. Paula, happy Tuesday morning. Hello, Paula.
Hello, Paula.
Hello, happy Tuesday to you. Chantal, good morning. Good morning, Chantal. So yeah, that's
quite
kind of
a
wraps it
list.
up. I mean, yeah, I know. We've got
it's you,
there are
man.
33 people watching with us right now.
It's
so.
Heidi. It's Heidi. Ever since you put your bum in that seat, everybody wants to talk. I love it. So, okay, I didn't pitch to the weather photo very well. I think we can all agree that I failed as a weather person.
You didn't fail.
Well,
Well, you're here, unlike some other weather people I can refer to.
Riggers. But we have, last week we had Tristan on here, and Tristan is Mike, the producer in our ear, who talks all the time. This is his wonderful grandson, and obviously Giselle, his grandmother. So Tristan is having his big weatherman debut. Tristan, if you please. How are you today, buddy?
Good, you?
I'm awesome. It's so good to see you.
You too.
Did you have a good family day weekend?
Oh, yes, I did.
I heard that your grandfather made you do all the chores.
All of them.
Oh,
he just sat on his butt, did nothing.
He was recovering. He'd had dental surgery.
Yeah,
Tristan.
Complaining.
Complaining.
Well, welcome back to the show, Tristan. And remind everybody again, where do you go to school?
I go to Notre Dame du Sault.
Okay.
North Street.
Awesome. So you are very fluent in French, so that is fantastic.
Yeah.
Can you throw to the 3 and 7 day weather in English or French? What do you prefer?
I'll just go in English.
Okay, buddy, here we go. Tristan's weather debut.
So everybody, here's the 3 and 7 day forecast.
Boom!
Rocking it, buddy. Awesome.
Loss is something that never leaves you. Donate $45 today to help victims of impaired driving. A message from MAD Canada.
Welcome back to First Local Mornings with Colette and Heidi. Today is Tuesday, February the 16th. You know, there was a single vehicle collision that slowed the traffic that was headed to Prince Township on Saturday afternoon. Around 2:30, fire services as well as paramedics and the Sault Ste. Marie Police Services were called to the 1600 block of Second Line West. Upon arrival, they found a car had left the roadway and collided with a hydro pole, and the cause of the accident is currently under investigation. The status of the occupants remains unknown. Yeah, so there was traffic buildup on the way to Prince Township on Saturday. It was probably largely comprised of the response team, but
yes.
But anyway, I sincerely hope that nobody was injured, and that it was just one of those things, right?
It was just icy conditions.
Yeah.
Well, the Sault Police Services as well as the paramedics spent the most of Saturday on Brunswick Avenue. And what was going on there? There was members of the Emergency Services Unit, unmarked and marked vehicles. They were on scene. The road was blocked between Second Line West and just south of Selby Road. According to Police Communications Manager Lincoln Loutet, they were executing a search warrant. 2 paramedic units and a supervisor were also on scene. So once we find out more on this little story, we will have that posted. And thank you, Dan, for your several stories over the weekend. I hope you got to enjoy somewhat of a weekend, but considering he was very busy, I'm thinking not.
We've got a few more pop-ups on social media.
Okay.
Darla, Craig, she says, watch out, Craig. Tristan's got this.
Yes,
so there's
right,
some feedback for Tristan.
Tristan, rock
Good
that.
eye, Darla. I noticed as well. He has a certain kind of presence
Very confident,
on camera.
very confident.
And Chantal, I am so glad to see the warmer temps. Right? Wow.
Yes.
I came out this morning and I'm all like, you know, in my boots and woolies and ready to kind of brave the elements. And I was like, oh.
Took off a few
Oh, it's not
layers.
so bad. I mean, I'm still putting the cover on my
I was just
windshield
gonna ask.
because, you know.
I was just gonna ask.
You know, what is it about people? You know, I was talking to my cousin about it, and like everybody always. So you tell them that you've solved a problem for yourself, right? I've solved this problem for myself. I no longer have to scrape frost. I don't have to wipe the snow.
Right.
And he's like, oh, well, why don't you just roll down the window? That's what I do. I roll down my window and then just blow it out. Okay, but I just told you that I already solve the problem. Yeah, but if you just roll down your window, but I've already purchased the product.
Plus, it's taken a lot of airtime for some great conversation, so I'm certainly glad
And
you
it
bought
works.
it. It works.
If they had something to wrap my entire car in, I would wrap my entire car. As it is so far, they only have the windshield, and I'm no longer courting any other solutions for this problem. Check the box. It is solved.
Bucket list item checked, right? Okay, let's go over to Sault Ste. Marie and what's happening today. Like I said earlier, we are going into the yellow. I can't stand this earpiece, by the way. We were going into yellow zone. So what does that mean for the city? Well, we have it posted to our website, first of all, but outdoor skating rinks and ice pads and the Anna McRae, Merrifield, Esposito rinks, they will open with increased capacity. Hockey games, scrimmages, shinny, and pickup hockey at designated outdoor rinks may resume.
Yay!
That's great.
Okay.
That's big news. Users are encouraged to plan your visit accordingly. Remember, don't go during fun times, go during later in the day, remember?
See you at midnight.
Their pools, they are starting to get bookings at the indoor aquatics classes at the John Rhodes Community Center. So go there and try and get your kids into some events. Transit services.
Oh, so swimming is up?
Well, it doesn't. You know what, Heidi? I don't have the answer
I guess
to that.
go to the website. Go to the website. No, I mean, you know, well, better than better than misinformation is no information.
No information.
So
I know. I'm
go
not
to their
lying to you.
website. That's what we're telling you. That's the official word. Go to their website.
It says go to John Rhodes' website. Anyway, transit services. For those who need to take transit, this is important. Seats will continue to be blocked in accordance with the recommended physical distancing. That's still not changing. And masks are still required as well, by the way. Passengers must wear masks with the exception of children under the age of 2, persons with medical conditions, which I know is an issue for many people, even when they go to the grocery stores and stuff
Truly,
in the
yep.
Sioux, or a disability that inhibits their ability to wear a mask. That's fine. I think you might need a note. I'm not too sure. Again, that's not written here. Don't set that in stone. But yes, so there's important things that are opening in the Sioux, but let's just be thankful we're getting halfway there, right?
Yeah, and you know what? On the heels of needing a note, you don't want to be caught on a trail right now without a permit. Okay, so this is a shout out to all of the snowmobile trail users. The Sioux Trailblazers did issue a warning that police would be out this weekend checking for both valid permits as well as speeding. Riders can be issued fines for riding on prescribed trail without a valid trail permit, as well as exceeding the trail speed limit of 50 kilometers per hour. All riders should have the following documentation ready if they should be stopped. You need to have your valid trail permit. You need to have your vehicle registration. You need to provide proof of insurance. You have to have a plate and an updated sticker as well as a driver's license. So you can see the full post on their website as well. The link to that would be on our website. They did release a statement. Unfortunately, we are noticing that there seems to be a number of riders who believe that they don't need a valid OFSC trail permit to ride on our trail system. So this is not only discouraging to the volunteers who work year-round to prepare and maintain the trails, but it's also unfair to the riders who buy a permit and contribute to ensuring, maintaining, and grooming our trail systems. So
Awesome.
Yep.
I also read something last week too about them going on railway tracks to race. Don't do that. That's just not a good idea. Just quickly, I wanted to mention that on February the 14th, the Indigenous Women's Anti-Violence Task Force has announced that they were releasing scenes of memorial activities. Now, due to COVID-19, the annual Murdered Missing Indigenous Women, Girls in Two-Spirit Memorial March had couldn't take place. But we did show a video of that on TV over the weekend. I encourage you to go check that out as well. It's a very important cause. And that's all the time we have for today.
we mustn't forget Renee Cote.
So sorry, yes.
Well-known fiddle player locally, turned 90 yesterday. Happy belated birthday, Renee. Celebrated by his beautiful wife of 70 years. Her name is Phyllis. 5 children, son, daughters-in-laws, many great-grandchildren, grandchildren, 2 great-great-grandchildren. Ah!
You did it! Happy 90th!
Yay! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday! Good job!